Hello and welcome to TNV Academy. In today's session, we will be focusing on one of the core elements of ISO 14015 environmental risk assessment. This process is essential for identifying, evaluating, and managing potential environmental risks associated with a site or organization. Let's dive into how ISO 14015 guides us through environmental risk assessment. Environmental risk assessment is a systematic process that helps in understanding the potential environmental impacts of a site's activities, identifying the risks involved, and determining the likelihood and severity of these risks. The goal is to ensure that all environmental risks are identified and effectively managed to protect both the environment and human health. The first step in environmental risk assessment is risk identification. This involves gathering data from various sources including historical records, site inspections, regulatory documents, and stakeholder interviews to identify potential environmental hazards. These hazards could be anything from chemical spills and soil contamination to air and water pollution. Once potential risks are identified, the next step is risk evaluation. This is where we assess the likelihood of each identified risk occurring and the potential impact it could have on the environment and human health. Risk evaluation often involves quantitative analysis using tools like risk matrix to categorize risk based on their probability and impact. ISO 14015 emphasizes the importance of considering both direct and indirect risks. Direct risks are those that have an immediate impact on the environment, such as a chemical spill, while indirect risks might arise from long-term exposure to pollutants or gradual environmental degradation. Both types of risks need to be evaluated to get a comprehensive understanding of potential impacts. Another critical aspect of risk assessment in ISO 14015 is the assessment of cumulative risks. Cumulative risks consider the combined effect of multiple environmental hazards over time. For example, a site might have low levels of multiple pollutants that, when considered individually, pose minimal risk, but together could have a significant environmental impact. After evaluating the risks, the next step is risk prioritization. Not all risks are equal. Some may require immediate action, while others might be less critical. Prioritizing risks based on their severity and likelihood helps in focusing resources on managing the most significant risks first, ensuring that the most pressing environmental concerns are addressed promptly. Once risks are prioritized, ISO 14015 guides us to develop mitigation strategies to reduce or eliminate the identified risks. This could involve implementing safety measures, improving waste management practices, or enhancing monitoring systems to prevent or minimize environmental damage. The goal is to ensure that all identified risks are managed effectively and sustainably. Finally, the results of the environmental risk assessment should be documented and communicated to all relevant stakeholders. Clear documentation ensures that everyone involved understands the risks, the decisions made, and the actions required to manage those risks. Effective communication is key to ensuring transparency and accountability throughout the process. In summary, environmental risk assessment in ISO 14015 involves identifying potential environmental hazards, evaluating their likelihood and impact, considering both direct and indirect risks, assessing cumulative effects, prioritizing risks, and developing effective mitigation strategies. By following these steps, you can ensure that environmental risks are thoroughly assessed and managed, contributing to better environmental protection and sustainability. Thank you for joining us today. In our next session, we will explore environmental risk identification. Stay tuned and continue learning with us. And if you have found value in our videos, please do subscribe to our channel and share it with your professional colleagues. Thank you.